This video is going to cover autosomal recessive conditions. Cystic fibrosis is an example of an autosomal recessive disorder. Cystic fibrosis is a common inherited disease that affects the respiratory and digestive systems by producing abnormally thick mucus. It's caused by a single recessive allele, and that means that only homozygous individuals will develop the disease. It's the most common inherited life-threatening condition in the UK, which affects 1 in every 2,500 people. A sufferer of cystic fibrosis will be homozygous recessive. They will have 2 recessive alleles. Non-sufferers can be either homozygous dominant or heterozygous. However, heterozygous people are referred to as carriers. They do not have the disease, but they do carry the recessive allele and they can pass it on to their children. This pedigree chart shows the inheritance of cystic fibrosis within a particular family. So, key things to look for with a homozygous recessive condition is that affected children can have unaffected parents. So you can see we've got 2 affected children here. However, both their parents are unaffected. Another thing to look at is that the recessive conditions can often skip generations in the family. Right? So you can see that cystic fibrosis is present in this generation here, but it skips 2 generations before then appearing in the 4th generation. And because it's an autosomal condition, it affects males and females equally. We're going to look at this case study. Sandra's parents are both carriers of cystic fibrosis. Sandra does not suffer from the condition, but she may be a carrier. She has a brother who is unaffected by the condition. He could be homozygous dominant or heterozygous. She also has a brother and sister who have got cystic fibrosis, and we know that they will have the genotype c. They will be homozygous recessive. And we're being asked to work out what is the chance of Sandra being a carrier. So if the parents are both carriers, we know that they will both have the heterozygous genotype. They will both be big C, little c. So when you put the alleles of the gametes into a Punnett square, that is what you will get. So the potential genotypes of any children: homozygous dominant, heterozygous, heterozygous, and homozygous recessive. So there is a 2 in 4 or a 1 in 2 chance of Sandra being a carrier for cystic fibrosis. A 50% chance.